the mighty and resilient Merrimack River, carving through the communities of our great region. My name is Linda Lorden, proud president of Merrimack County Savings Bank, and like the river that serves as our namesake, we're a constant yet ever-changing presence. Because to us, it's bigger than banking. It's about powering communities and putting people first. It's about knowing where you came from and where you're going. That's Merrimack style. Visit us at themerrimack.com.
It's time to gather loved ones together for all the holidays' best spread. Lynn's has great prices on all your favorite Thanksgiving items, from delicious turkey with all the fixings to mashed potatoes and yummy pies. We have everything you need to create your perfect Thanksgiving dinner. Whether it's cooking the traditional meal, completely store-bought, or a combination of both, your best holiday meal starts here. Learn more and start shopping today at linsgrocery.com. Lynn's, where delicious begins.
Hello, thank you for joining me in this week's podcast. I hope you're going to enjoy the training material contained within. Any questions? Get in touch. Mail at learningbritishaccent.com. Section 1. Common phrasal verbs. I've got a little quiz for you today on some phrasal verbs that you should be familiar with. Can you work out which phrasal verb completes each sentence? I'll give you the sentence and there's 3 possible answers, A, B or C. Question 1. I usually the hottest curry on the menu. So which phrasal verb fits in with I usually the hottest curry on the menu? Is it go for, go with, go to? I usually the hottest curry on the menu. So if you said go for, you'd be correct. Question 2. Put your seatbelts on as we are about to. Put your seatbelts on as we are about to. A, take out. B, take off. C, take turn. A, take out. B, take off. C, take turn. Did you say take off? You'd be correct. Question 3. I'm going on holiday next week, so I need to urgently find someone to the kittens while we are away. What's the missing phrasal verb? I'm going on holiday next week, so I need to urgently find someone to the kittens while we are away. Is it A, take part in, B, take a moment, C, take care of? A, take part in, B, take a moment, C, take care of. So if you said C, take care of, you'd be right. Question 4. I'm not sure how much longer I can what his behaviour. I'm not sure how much longer I can his behaviour. Is it A, put up with, B, put on with, or C, put down with? I'm not sure how much longer I can his behaviour. Put up with, put on with, put down with. Did you say A, put up with? Well done. Question 5. They have had to the party for another 2 weeks. They have had to the party for another 2 weeks. Is the missing phrasal verb put on, put off, put down? A, put on. B, put off. C, put down. They have had to put off the party for another 2 weeks, so it was B. I hope you enjoyed the phrasal verb quiz. Stay tuned for more over the coming weeks. Section 2. Don't call me dear. Now, I've mentioned this in the past, but it's time to revisit the use of the word dear. Now, I know some of you may use this thinking it's a friendly greeting. But take care, as it can come across oddly if said to strangers. Don't go saying, hello dear, to random blokes on the street. They may take it the wrong way, thinking you're being too familiar. So let's review the proper uses of this tricky term. There are 6 in total. Firstly, it's common in letters and emails. Pop it at the start to be a tad more polite, like Dear Michael or Dear Mr. Smith. But never use it in speech. It's strictly for writing. But please note, do not write Hello, dear. This is inappropriate unless you know that person you're writing to extremely well. Secondly, it's used in pet names between romantic partners. You know, words like honey or babe. Long married couples often use dear as a sweet nickname or sarcastically. How is your day, dear? But don't use it this way with just anyone. Next up is the trickiest. Members of the older generation may use this expression in phrases such as, How can I help you, dear? How are you, dear? But take care, as it can come off as totally condescending. It's best avoided unless you happen to be in a region that uses this expression regularly or you can pull it off naturally. Number 4. Exclaiming, Oh dear, when something goes wrong. Oh dear, I've forgotten my keys. This is also a useful expression as a response to express sympathy in these types of situations. So if someone says, I forgot my keys, you could in response say, Oh dear. Number 5. It's the British meaning of expensive. So we would say, That restaurant is a bit dear for my budget. And lastly, it's the adjective meaning a close friend. You could say, He's a dear friend. However, I think it's rather an old-fashioned way of using the word, and I don't think you would hear it used this way in conversations much these days. So there you have it, a very quick tour of the often confusing use of the word dear. Before we move on to the next section, now would you like to speak English with an RP British accent? Have you been learning for a while but not making much progress? I'd like to tell you about my British Accent Bundle, which is my online training package, which helps students from all over the world master the RP British accent. In my online training program, you'll get video lessons that demonstrate proper mouth and tongue placement for nailing those tricky British accent sounds. There are also hours of audio exercises so you can polish your pronunciation until it's spot on. You'll also find modules focused on improving your fluency, listening skills, and conversational abilities. Now, if you think you could benefit from this training and start to feel confident about your speaking and conversation skills, then head over to learningbritishaccent.com/bundle to sign up. Section 3. Conversational phrases beginning with M. Number 1. Make it snappy. Make it snappy. You can say this if you want someone to do something quickly. So here's some example sentences that uses the phrase, make it snappy. Come on, we're going to be late. Make it snappy and get your shoes on. Come on, we're going to be late. Make it snappy and get your shoes on. We don't have much time before the movie starts, so make it snappy and pick out some sweets. We don't have much time before the movie starts, so make it snappy and pick out some sweets. I have a meeting in 5 minutes, so make it snappy and tell me what's so urgent. I have a meeting in 5 minutes, so make it snappy and tell me what's so urgent. Number 2. Make no mistake. Now you can say this to emphasize that you mean what you're saying, especially if you're warning or threatening somebody. So here's some example sentences using this phrase, make no mistake. Make no mistake, if we don't act now, the situation will only get worse. Make no mistake, if we don't act now, the situation will only get worse. He seems like a nice person at first, but make no mistake, he cannot be trusted. He seems like a nice person at first, but make no mistake, he cannot be trusted. I know times are tight, but make no mistake, cutting education funding will harm kids. I know times are tight, but make no mistake, cutting education funding will harm kids. Number 3. Make yourself comfortable. Make yourself comfortable. So you can use this to politely tell a client or a visitor to sit down after they've arrived. So here's some example sentences using this phrase. The doctor is running about 15 minutes behind, but please have a magazine and make yourself comfortable. The doctor is running about 15 minutes behind, but please have a magazine and make yourself comfortable. Excuse the mess, but please make yourself comfortable while I tidy up a bit. Excuse the mess, but please make yourself comfortable while I tidy up a bit. Your room is just down the hall. Make yourself comfortable and let me know if you need anything else. Your room is just down the hall. Make yourself comfortable and let me know if you need anything else. Number 4. Make yourself useful. Make yourself useful. So you can use this phrase to tell someone to stop wasting time and to do something useful. Here's some example sentences using the phrase, make yourself useful. Instead of just standing there, make yourself useful and help set the table. Instead of just standing there, make yourself useful and help set the table. I'm busy cooking. Make yourself useful by tidying up the living room. I'm busy cooking. Make yourself useful by tidying up the living room. If you're just going to sit around, you might as well make yourself useful by walking the dog. If you're just going to sit around, you might as well make yourself useful by walking the dog. Number 5. Might as well or may as well. Now you can say this if you think or agree that something is the best thing to do given the situation you're in. So here's some example sentences using this phrase. It's raining pretty hard. We might as well wait here until it lets up. It's raining pretty hard. We might as well wait here until it lets up. I have to stop by the post office anyway, so I may as well take your package too while I'm there. I have to stop by the post office anyway, so I may as well take your package too while I'm there. We're already an hour late, so we may as well take our time and grab lunch on the way. We're already an hour late, so we may as well take our time and grab lunch on the way. Section 4. A quick enunciation tip. As a voiceover artist, I've used several warm-up exercises to improve my vocal performance. But there's no reason why you can't use these techniques to help with your British accent articulation. So here's one quick exercise. Number 1. Find a piece of text to read out loud. The BBC website is a good resource to find interesting writing. Number 2. Find a wine cork or something of similar size. Number 3. Place the cork between your front teeth and read the text out loud as clearly as possible. The cork will force your muscles to overcompensate for the difficulty in articulating the words. Try and read for a couple of minutes. Number 4. Then remove the cork from your mouth and read the same piece of text. Do you notice how much easier your pronunciation and enunciation now is? You can find lots of text transcripts on the blog section of my website. Look under News Articles in the Categories menu, for example. You can also hear my RP British accent pronunciation with the accompanying audio recordings. And why not record yourself reading when you've removed the cork and compare your British accent with mine? Thank you for listening. I hope you can join me again soon.